Howdy guys, welcome back to the Form First podcast. You're joined by your hosts Sam and Ben. In this podcast we drop free game on lifestyle, fitness and nutrition to make it more digestible for you. Today we're going to talk about a couple of different things to do with everyday life. I think our first topic we'll dive into a little thing called persistence. This applies to obviously everything. Sam and I just recently went to a live show, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
Didn't really have much of a, direction or title, where we saw Chris Williamson, really popular podcaster from the UK, and he spoke about persistence in bundles.
He sure did.
Yeah.
Modern Wisdom is his podcast. We have referenced his podcast on our podcast many times before and would highly recommend you guys go check it out for all your personal development. He's a pretty good-looking Jack guy himself, so
hard to miss.
We can relate to that, obviously, ourselves. But his tour was called Mostly Wise, Australian tour, and then he's going over to Bali and all sorts as well. A lot of great takeaways.
So good.
I don't know about you, but I definitely struggled to sleep that because it was on a Sunday night. I laid down in bed and I was like, damn, my mind is racing. I'm feeling pumped up. James Smith was also the special guest, the pump up. He probably didn't give too much wisdom himself. He was probably more the comedian,
cracking some jokes,
the pump up. But if you're in the fitness space, you would know of James Smith. He's a very funny, entertaining guy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the show was really deep. So I came out of it feeling like calm and almost validated with a lot of the things that they were saying. Like Chris spoke for like 2 hours. Pretty good effort.
Non-stop.
No breaks.
Yep.
But one thing that Sam and I both, when we were sort of debriefing about the show, one thing that we both took away from it was a particular example of persistence where he was talking about a particular publisher or author that was submitting book after book after book or publishing to a specific outlet. And I think it was 12 times that they were sent back. And then he just sort of goes on to say J.K. Rowling ended up selling 500 million copies of Harry Potter and other books and became richer than the Queen.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like, how do you get richer than the royal family? Yeah.
Absurd.
Hectic.
It's just a great example that, if you get pushed down, you pick yourself up again and you try again. And obviously she knew that the book was amazing, but no one else could really see that perspective. Yeah. But you try again, and then someone along the line picked it up and went, wow, this is amazing. And then, book after book, how many books of Harry Potter are there now?
8.
Yeah. And then
of the main ones. Anyway.
Created into a movie, and, there's Harry Potter worlds around the world as well. So, it's turned into a humongous cult franchise.
Yeah. Amazing. And I think, another takeaway from that is that obviously applies to so many things, and all of these people that we look up to, even Chris, let's say, like obviously we look up to people like him and James, and we was talking before and just putting into perspective how many times he would have failed to get to where he is. Like, I feel like the more successful you are, the more times you've failed, the more times you have to come back, readjust, find that hunger again and go for it again, and just not be afraid of failing and use it as an experience to learn from and improve yourself and improve your work and find maybe what people are looking for, but still keep your own taste on it and that type of thing as well. And obviously relates into health and fitness, which is what we talk about a lot.
Definitely. On Chris as well, like he's well over 1,000 episodes in his podcast. We're currently on episode 22. So when you put that into perspective, that's a hell of an effort. Like, that's incredible. And he goes on to say barely anyone actually listened to his podcast up to episode 500.
Yep.
That's only when he started to build traction there. Could you imagine week after week uploading multiple podcast episodes with barely anyone watching it, how disheartening that could be.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it picked up. So Chris obviously knew in his head that, just like JK, that he had a good product that just needed to build momentum so that someone would pick it up and, you know, get him on bigger podcasts like, you know, Joe Rogan, for an example, and then you build momentum from there.
You certainly skyrocket when you go on Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
I barely knew about Elon Musk before I heard he smoked marijuana on that. So
got to check that out. That's a funny episode.
Yeah. So I guess what we're trying to say is, you know, Chris was obviously very consistent and very persistent. And I think, like, you know, we're up to episode 22 and I think that we're here not looking to go viral. We're not looking to, you know, do that, really try too hard to make this super funny one clip to get us going. I think that we do this, and on the same level, Chris would have done this because he really enjoyed it. He got to sit down and talk about shit he was cared about. And, you know, along the way, said a couple of funny things and got on some guests and was really passionate about it and just kept at it.
Yeah.
And he might not even have seen it as a failure if he wasn't getting listeners, which is, you know, maybe JK didn't see that thing as a failure when she was submitting those books to publishing. Maybe she saw it as, oh, whatever.
Yeah, well,
keep going.
It might not have been, in hindsight, not the correct publisher.
Yeah.
Or for Chris, it might have not have been the right time to take off with his podcast. Maybe he wasn't, you know, there as a podcaster and a host of a podcast to go viral. And, you know, maybe he needed more work on himself.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, if we now sort of narrow it down to persistence with your fitness goals, not only in the gym, but persistence with trying to get to sleep on time, persistence with trying to drink water and different things like that, I think is, you know, it's paramount to, you know, to seeing results, consistency and persistence. Like, for example, for myself recently, I've been quite sick with whooping cough, and I think that I wouldn't say that, you know, it's not a failure by any stretch, but it's kind of like I feel like my hunger to get back in is even greater now. And I feel like every sort of hurdle you get thrown at you, it's a real defining moment of how you feel about your journey. Like when you're in the gym and you've been consistent and you see results and you've shown that, and then you get knocked off course, it sort of goes one or two ways. For me, it used to go the other way. I used to be like, chill. Just go back to being a bit, you know, on the heavier side. But, you know, now it's sort of like, nah, I'm raring to get back into it. I'm having a few too many coughing fits currently to get back into the full swing of things in the gym, but I'm just, you know, super hungry to get back into it. And I learn more things as I get pushed away from the gym. I learn more about myself because I've got more time to sit back and reflect. Yeah.
And it's not like you're just going to lose all of your progress overnight. You're way too far in your journey to just lose all your muscle and put your body fat back on and go back to old Ben, right?
Yeah.
So, you know, it would take a hell of an effort. It would take you way more effort to put that weight back on than how it took to get it off.
Yeah.
You live such a healthier lifestyle now.
Yeah, big time. And not only like a physical effort, take a huge mental effort to push past the extreme guilt.
Yeah.
To go back to that stage. And, you know, it's been, I'm not gonna lie or level with everyone. It's been pretty tough, and it's only been 4 weeks. Like, you know, obviously it gets worse than whooping cough, but, you know, it's been probably a month now where it's just been sort of out of the gym, haven't been able to go to soccer, all these different things. I can't bloody laugh. I can't raise my voice. Not that I raise my voice, unless I'm in the car. But yeah, it's really difficult. It sends you into a really nasty coughing fit where you can't breathe properly. All this type of different stuff happens, and yeah, it just puts into perspective what it's like being healthy and fit.
Mm.
It really puts it into perspective.
Yep. You know you've been sick when you forget how it feels to feel normal.
Yeah. That's a great point. This feels like everyday life to me now, is the coughing and the shit. So, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Hopefully you're back into it. Like you said, you're going to try to get a session in tomorrow.
Yep.
And what approach are you going to take? You're going to hit some PBs tomorrow?
No fucking way. No chance. Nah, we'll be at a nice deload. Just get all I'm looking for is routine now. I think I had a couple of days where I wasn't eating much. Then I was pretty much eating whatever I felt like, and not in the worst way where I was super overindulging or anything. It was sort of like, I don't feel like eating my rice and chicken, so I'm going to try and eat maybe a sandwich today, or I'll just try and get some sort of nutrition into my body. And then it's sort of getting back into sleep. Sleep was quite difficult with the coughing, which is getting better now. So it's just about building my routines. I obviously wasn't doing my steps as well. I find steps probably one of the most difficult things for me to stay consistent with, not only because my day of work and stuff like that, but just because it can get a little bit boring sometimes. So yeah, now just looking to build routine again, be persistent with that, get into the routine of sleeping and eating a little bit more regimented and clean, and then we'll get into the steps, then we'll get back into the high intensity training.
That's it. It reminds me of an analogy relating back to, someone on their fat loss journey or just their fitness journey in general. You're driving your car and you get a puncture, you get a flat tire. So you go out and you go, oh, damn, my tire's flat. So you pull out a knife and you punch the other three and you go,
yeah,
that's it, the car's fucked.
Yeah.
You don't do that as soon as if the wheels fall off, you're gonna fix that puncture. It's the same thing with like your week. If you have a bad day or if you have a bad meal, you can still repair the rest of the day and the rest of the week.
Yeah, absolutely. And you get to a stage, like I was saying before, I'm at the stage now where it just makes me hungrier. Like, not only for food, but for actually achieving what I want to achieve. Like, it's just, you neglect or underappreciate how good you feel when you are healthy. You don't even realize it at the time, and then you're sick and you're just like, fuck, this sucks. Like, it's wrecked me mentally, so now I'm just like, the energy's come back, the fatigue's going away, I'm sleeping better now, so I'm just like, I'm ready to get back into it. So the deload will be tough, but I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Slow and steady.
Yeah, slow and steady, or I'll be right back where I started.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think another big takeaway from the show, and it sort of ties in with persistence and consistency, is the amount of time we have on the place we call home, which is the planet, is very limited. We are but a speck of dust in the grand scheme of time. The dinosaurs were shot down 65 million years ago, where this planet was still revolving. So I think that, a huge takeaway for Sam and I was that life is too short to not be persistent. Life is too short to not be consistent. And, why not get shredded? Why not change your career? Why not make that one big decision? That's the one thing we were both like, fuck. Imagine getting to the last day and being like, I should have done that. Fuck that. Fuck that. That makes me feel sick. Yeah, literally makes me feel physically sick thinking about that. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I'm the same. That's one of my biggest fears.
Yeah.
Or if not the biggest fear.
Yeah.
Chris did this thing where he stood in front of everyone and there were 1,000 people in the room, and he said, look, the average age here is around about 35, I believe. And he said, based off of the, CDC, 1 to 2 people will not make it to Christmas. They'll be dead. And the silence was deafening. And
I was nuts. I was silent. I was
like I've got goosebumps talking about it. And that just for me was just like, holy moly, that was the big takeaway for me. We don't have much time, and whatever you're putting off, in life, whether that's a toxic relationship or putting off building the business, being in a job that you hate, you don't have much time. Why would you waste, especially if you are in your 20s and 30s, why would you waste that prime on people or a job that you don't like?
Yeah, exactly. And a great thing that he said that you reminded me of was when he was like, if you're looking to change career, right, and you're already succeeding in a job that you hate, imagine how good you would be in a job that you love. It's just like so simple, but it's like, fucking hell, Chris, you got me.
I love that.
Yeah, how good was that? It's just like, and he picked out someone in the crowd who asked the question that he answered that to, and he posed the question to the guy to the audience member, and he was like, "It's all right. So I'm assuming it's you that you're talking about that wants to make this big career change." And he was like, "What do you love?" And he was like, "Oh, golf." He was like, "Well, you don't have to be a professional golf player, but you can make content. You can start a golf shop. You can go work at a golf place, whatever it might be, a golf pro." I used to work with golf pros when I was a bartender. I reckon they had a sick job.
Yeah.
Just like teach people how to play golf. They're in where I worked was this gorgeous golf course in Blackwood. You just rock up there every day, whatever, early morning sometimes, that's fine. You host these golf events, get to play golf every day. Fuck it. They might not be earning crazy amounts of money, but I don't think it matters to them.
But they love it.
They love it.
I don't know about you, man, but I would much rather make less and be in a job that I love than earn more, double, triple the amount and be in a job that I hate.
Yeah. I used to work in a bank and I was earning a lot more than when I started massage. A lot more stable, money was great, and I got promoted from Westpac to Bank SA as like someone who can give out loans and whatnot, and it was from 3 days a week to 5 days a week. The money was going to be great. I was like 19. Quit within 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Hated it. My whole family was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, I'm miserable. This isn't going to happen for me.
It's not worth it.
Yeah. And it's one of the greatest decisions I ever made.
Yeah.
100%. Because sure, the money would have been great. I'd probably have a house, maybe a couple of houses by now. But geez, I'd be tough to be around, I reckon. I reckon I was back then too.
Well, yeah, if you quit after 5 weeks, maybe you wouldn't even make it to 5 years because you would have hated your life. And that, as grim as that sounds, like that's a true possibility for someone that is in a life that they don't enjoy. In a career. Another one is Jimmy Carr. Just to sidestep a little bit, I've just finished reading his book Before and Laughter. Jimmy is a comedian, very funny guy, but he's incredibly smart. Now, he was working for Shell, big oil corporation in marketing, in his early 20s, making great money. Absolutely hated it. He quit. His parents, "What the hell are you doing?" to pursue to be a comedian.
Yeah.
And look at him now.
Yeah.
Like one of the most successful comedians on the planet.
Yeah. Could literally do whatever he wants now. He could coattail anywhere, deviate into whatever thing he wanted to because he's Jimmy Carr.
Yeah. So some point along his line, he had the realization, and I think his mum was sick for a while and passed, and I think that was a pivotal moment for him to be like, right, well, life's short. Like, what am I doing? Wasting my time working for a big oil corporation when I can just go out and do my own thing. And like, he's super happy and content with that life.
Yeah, exactly. And I can relate to him in that sense, like with this business starting. Like a couple of years ago, same thing happened to me. My mum was battling cancer for 2 or 3 years and she lost that battle, and I already had a bit of a concept that life was short, but something like that, for those who, thankfully probably haven't experienced something like that, is just like, your world changes. Perspective is just like so different. Like anything can happen. car accident, whatever. We were talking about this the other day, like car accident, work accident, whatever. Could be anything. You haven't done your checkup at the doctor in a while, go do it. Yeah, so it's just super eye-opening. And now, I get to come into work every day and help people feel better with remedial massage, and I get to use my brain how I want to use it. Something I'm really interested in is figuring out how I can make people feel better, what hasn't worked in the past, what has worked. Now I'm getting into the PT world and helping people in a completely different facet, and it's so cool. I get to come into a place that I own and I founded with Sam, and it's just like such a blessing. And it just I don't wake up anymore being like, fuck this. If I wake up saying that, I'm probably just really tired. It's not because I hate what I'm doing. Like, I absolutely love what I'm doing. So there's a lot of silver linings with things like that. And I'm sure Jimmy would have said, a silver lining for me was the inheritance, which I was able to use to build this. But, a lot of people probably were thinking, or some people said to me, is like, I kept my inheritance. How could you spend it on this? How could you spend it on that? That type of thing. It's kind of like his mum wouldn't have wanted me to just sit on it. She wanted to see me do whatever I wanted to do. If I spent all of that money traveling the world, she wouldn't have cared. So It's just, the completely different perspective is amazing.
Yeah. I think you should be very, very proud of you, mate.
Yeah, me too.
So if you are listening to this podcast and you've been on the fence about hiring a coach, joining a gym, and just getting started in your fitness journey, you don't have much time.
No.
Do it. Take the leap. Book that consult. It's going to be hard. Taking that first step is sometimes the hardest part.
Oh, 100%.
But once you're in, once you've committed to it, then you're locked in.
Yeah. Take it from someone who has lost an important figure in their life. That one of the things that Mum said to me, not like, on her last breath, but in this whole process was like, Ben, you just do what you want to do. Just do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like you get one crack at it. You get one go. That's it. There's no second choices here. We're incredibly lucky to be alive, to have the privilege of being alive. So just give it one go. Give it your best crack. Do not get to your final day and look back about that one thing about not having those abs, which is one thing that I want to see on myself at some stage in my life. So whatever it might be, a business venture, whatever. Do it.
Yep, 100%.
Shia LaBeouf.
Just do it.
Watch that video in full.
Yep.
Yeah, you told me to watch that video in full. I was like, oh, fuck, he's right.
Yeah, well, if anyone knows what video we're talking about, just do it. And he's like in front of a green screen. And there's so many memes that were produced from that. But if you actually watch the full video, it's incredibly motivating.
Yeah,
he goes into,
like, oh, fuck, he's right.
Yeah, you've only got one shot at this. Don't screw it up.
Like,
don't waste your time. It's everything that we've been talking about in that video. So do yourself a favor, go on YouTube and check it out.
Watch the full thing.
Yep.
Yeah, nice one. Okay. Another takeaway that we got from the show was that it was incredibly educational. Not only was it enjoyable to consume in its full, because James and Chris are very good speakers, but I think that Sam and I learnt a lot. Now, it's not only learning new things, but I think it was the reinforcement of stuff that we already knew, just to sort of remind you, that this is a real thing. So I think that sort of led us to talk about, or that we want to talk about, the importance of personal and professional development. We've spoken about it lightly before, but I think that surrounding yourself and following people that you align with, that you truly believe in, is paramount to the path that you take.
Personal development doesn't have to be just going to these live motivational speakers as well. It can be investing into a coach, can be investing into a business coach. It can be following the right people on social media, on YouTube, investing into courses, reading books, podcasts. This is a personal development based podcast. I would put us in that category of fitness, personal development, because we obviously don't just talk about the fitness side of things as well. I think it's incredibly important to level up in life.
Yeah. And that's another thing that you don't want to look back on and be like, oh, I should have done that course. I should have gone to uni. Again, that's one thing that I don't want to get down the line and be like, I wanted to go to uni this whole time and I was too much of a pussy to fucking do it. It was, I can't commit the time. Oh, it's so expensive. Fucking who gives a shit? Yeah. You'll figure out a way to get it done.
For sure. And how long's the course?
4 years.
4 years. Okay, so we're 2026 right now. So think about the past 4 years and how quickly that went by.
It'd go pretty quick if you're studying.
Right? Yeah. So 4 years is nothing in the grand scheme of things, and so many people go back to uni in their later 20s, early 30s because
not me.
I don't know about you, but when I was 18 and I left school, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I thought I knew.
Yeah.
And I went down that path of photography, but it turns out that it wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. And I'm glad that I didn't go straight to uni and study it. I just went out and just did it.
Yeah.
It's not something that you need to study. It's more of a creative based role. But, I do think that you need to spend a bit of time trying to work it out. If you're not absolutely set in stone, exactly know what you want to do, because you probably will later down the track, and there's no age limit on that.
Yeah. And I think school for me, and I feel like school for a lot of people, really puts you off studying, really puts you off developing that way. And that's something that I put off for a while. I tried uni, fucking hated it, left, tried accounting. And that just didn't work for me. And that really put me off. Then I went into the bank and just sort of coasted for a bit. That wasn't working for me, wasn't fulfilling whatsoever, working in a bank. No one likes anyone who works in a bank because that's fair enough. Just calling people for their money. So I got into remedial massage as a trial because I wasn't a study bug whatsoever. And it was tough. It was fucking tough. It was really tough. And not only tough because of the study, was dealing with what mum was going through at the same time. So it was a really tough period of life. And then I graduated and I was like, all right, cool. Maybe I'm done here. And I just sort of kept going. Went into a dry needling course and did that. And that was really difficult. That was 80 hours of online learning and a weekend of needling people and getting needled by randoms. So tough, a bit of a sweat put on with that. And now I've just got the fever for it. Now I want to go to uni. I just can't wait to learn more. I've involved myself in professional development at my physio clinic that I work at. And it's just contagious. I'm surrounded by people who continue to develop themselves and you just don't want to be left behind.
I've got a new quote for you.
Yes.
If you're studying something that you hate and you're still succeeding, imagine how much success you'll have studying something that you enjoy.
Yeah. So it sort of leads back into exactly what we were saying before. It's the same thing with study. You're 100%. Absolutely right. Yeah. It's so applicable to so many different things. And I think most of the stuff we've spoken about in this podcast is applicable to everything. Such a versatile bunch of topics.
Hey, that's it. One thing, a lady stood up at the show and asked Chris a question, and she was like, look, you talk so much about surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals, where do I find these people? And Chris just looks at her and says, well, there's 1,000 people from Adelaide sitting right here in this same room. I'd probably start there.
Yeah. Talk to some people.
Yeah. Talk to the people that are in this room right now, because they are like-minded individuals probably mostly entrepreneurs or business owners or, high level people. And it's the same thing with you doing your course, right? You're surrounding yourself with like-minded people. Most of the people that are in that course, the dry needling course, are probably running their own business, I would assume, majority. Some are probably employed by someone, but, that's a great place to start to make connections.
Yeah, absolutely. And, when I was just starting out in remedial, that was one of the things, like I've always had in the back of my mind that I wanted to be a physio. And not for the money whatsoever. Like a lot of physios aren't employed. They're all on a contractual basis with a split of rent. It's more so for the fact that they just dive so deep. You can dive so deep. I have such a passion for the neurological side of wellness, and I have such a passion for the neurological side of wellness, how the brain sort of works within injuries and different facets of life and health. So I think that it was such a blessing that through a connection of soccer, the owner of this physio clinic asked if I was still looking for a job, and I'd turned down 2 jobs because I was like, nah, this isn't working for me. And God, it was such a great decision. Again, another thing, my family was like, no, just take the first job that's offered to you. Like, no, fuck off. And I got this opportunity and I don't want to leave. I've had to reduce my hours there because things are starting to pick up here, but I just absolutely love it. Like, I've surrounded myself with people that are seriously passionate about being physios, and they're so happy to answer the 20 billion questions I have for them. I just ask them questions all the time because I love it. They love answering the questions. They'll show me. I'll involve myself in these classes on Wednesday. A lot of them aren't even related to me whatsoever, and I'm still interested by it. So it's just like surrounded myself with those people, and now I work in a gym that I own, but I surround myself with people like Sam or like the other trainers we have here who all have these different experiences but all come together with the same answers for a lot of things. So it's really cool. So I guess that's what he's saying is like, if you want to succeed in a gym, go to a gym, things like that.
That's right. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. And you got yourself some great mentors here at Form First, but also at the physio clinic as well, which I think that's the best thing you can do. Like I think studying and learning from a screen and from paper, from a textbook, look, you learn so much, you do, but as soon as you jump out into the real world and you have that client sitting in front of you and you go like, oh shit, this wasn't in the textbook.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a small fish. Yeah.
Like there's some things, a lot of things that you're just going to have to work out on your own.
Yeah, 100%. And you'd be surprised where your mind takes you. And this is why I'm so interested by it. I've always thought for all these years that I wanted to be a physio. And I still do. It'd be cool. It's really cool. I like the lifestyle they have. I like the interaction, the face-to-face that they have with people. It would be really fulfilling to help them in that sense. If it's as fulfilling as it is for me to work as a remedial, rehabbing someone's ACL or a frozen shoulder for 18 months, you spend all this time with somebody. Oh, I couldn't imagine the feeling. We have a sports doctor at our clinic, which I think is like one of the coolest fucking things ever. He's such a cool guy. He drives a nice car, has a nice house, all this type of stuff, and that's obviously very attractive, but just like the wealth of knowledge he has is sick. Like it's really, really cool. And he just, he works really hard. He sees so many people a day for like 15-minute appointments and just churns through these things, but he remembers people. He remembers these different cases because he cares. He loves it. And, that's probably about a 7 to 10 year stint at uni, but that is now something that I'm starting to consider, especially after the show that we just went to. It's kind of like, why not? It'd be hard. It'd be really hard, but it'd be probably equally as fun.
Yep.
Along the way.
Yep. 7 years. Time always goes by, right? 7 years will go by.
It'll go by, exactly.
Blink of an eye.
Yeah. Yeah, you may as well do what you want.
100%.
Yeah, big time. That will wrap up episode 22 of the Form First podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, taking the time out of your day to listen to the two of us just talk at a camera. We really appreciate it. If you are listening and you are in Adelaide or you're visiting Adelaide and you're looking for a quick sesh or you're looking for a new gym, please feel free to come in, meet Sam or I, whoever is in here, or meet one of our lovely trainers. Come in and have a session and check out the space. You can also find us on our website, Form First, and Sammy Shreds Coaching on Instagram and Core Remedial on Instagram. Keep an eye out. I've got some new branding on the way, some exciting stuff happening in that space. We'll have a website and everything coming out soon enough. Maybe some cool merch. Who knows? Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
We'll hope to see you on the next episode, guys. Peace.